place where the losers participate to become the winners, or at least they hope to. The NBA Draft Lottery is a system that includes all the teams that miss the playoffs. They are put in the lottery to try to find out what draft selection they will have. The system is made to give the worst teams for that year a chance to gain the best college players out of the draft in order to reshape their franchise. Because the NBA lottery has such a large impact on the futures of NBA franchises, I'll be talking about the early era of the lottery from 1966 to 1990, the more modern system from 1990 to current day, and the teams that lucked out the most through the lottery. Now I will talk about how the early system was placed and how it worked. During this era, the NBA started their draft selection order very simply. Starting in 1966, all teams were locked into the draft based on a reverse order of wins and losses, except for the two worst teams in each conference. The top pick was decided with a coin flip. Whoever won the coin flip would get the first overall pick for that year. The NBA continued this trend up until the 1985 season. According to Halsey's Honors Scholar Program and the American Journal of Undergraduate Study, during the 84 to 85 season, the NBA changed the draft system due to increasing pressure and allegations that teams were losing on purpose to increase their draft position. The system was changed that teams that did not make the playoffs were given an equal chance for the first overall pick. All the teams that did not make the playoffs were placed into a rotating sphere container, then an envelope would be chosen, and whoever was picked would be given the first overall pick for that year. After 3 envelopes are chosen, the team with the worst record left is assured of picking no worse than 5th. The team with the second worst record, no worse than 5th, and so on. This system didn't last long as it was changed in 1990. During this era, the NBA made their lottery much more complex and advanced. According to the Journal of Sports Economics, after the 89 to 90 season, the NBA changed the format to a weighted lottery. Each of the 11 teams that did not make the playoffs was assigned a set of numbers between 1 and 66. The worst team having the most numbers, and the rest decreasing with win-loss record. This gives the worst team the highest chance of getting the first pick in that draft. The 66 number balls were inserted into a tumbler and mixed. The balls were then removed one at a time. This lottery mechanism assigned only the 3 first picks for that draft. After 3 draws, the rest of the picks were assigned in reverse order of win-loss record. If the worst team did not receive the first, second, or third pick, they would automatically get the 4th pick. The NBA would adapt this system again by moving from using the lottery to pick the top 3 picks to selecting the entire lottery. As the league added more teams, their system changed the number of balls in the lottery. This gave the worst team a 25% chance of receiving the first pick. According to the NBA, with tanking, which is intentionally losing, as a concern, for this upcoming draft in 2019, the league has adjusted their lottery once again. The 3 worst teams will share an equal chance of 14% of receiving the first pick compared to 25% the previous year. But how often does the lottery go in favor of teams with the least chances? In the last 28 years, only 6 times did the worst record team receive the number 1 pick. According to Real GM, the Orlando Magic had the luckiest time in the lottery. In 1993, they were projected to receive the 11th pick, but defied the odds by jumping up 10 spots with only a 1.52% chance to get the first pick. The Cavaliers had the similar luck as well. In 2011, they managed to move up 7 spots to get the number 1 pick with a 2.8% chance, and did the same in 2014 with a 1.7% chance. The Chicago Bulls had the same luck in 2008. They managed to draft the hometown kid Derrick Rose by jumping 8 spots with a 1.7% chance. The lottery system has come a long way since it was first placed in 1984. In conclusion, the NBA lottery has worked to make some major changes throughout its early days, its modern era, and has paid off for a handful of teams. The NBA has received backlash at times for their lottery system, but they continue to work to try and improve the league and create a competitive and level playing field for their teams. Thank you.